swords in the armor. I've held on to an extra crossbow, bonus experience from humans and non-humans. Well, it's always going to be non-humans, and I've not figured out the difference between non-humans and monsters. If you don't mind, I want to find out. Always wanted to know. Difference between non-humans and monsters. What counts as monster versus human versus non-human? Hey, there we go. I'm going to read that one first. I have, for example, one trophy that gives this, this, and that. I've been guessing that non-humans are humanoids, like elves and dwarfs and such, question mark. But what counts as monsters exactly? Everything else? Or just what I use my silver sword on? And if so, does non-humans mean, for example, beasts like wolves and bears? Does monster equal silver and human non-human equal steel? Or is there a different division? And is there also a third type that isn't covered? Monster equals, well, non-humans are non-monstrous humanoids, elves and dwarves. Yeah, but what about drowners? They have a humanoid form. Well, that didn't really answer the question at all. Humans and non-humans are usually made up of bandits, deserters, cutthroats, or other villains, and may include elves or dwarves among their ranks. Most humanoids will use weapons like swords. Most attacks can be parried or easily sidestepped. Shields will block a lot, even Igni and Arc signs, but I know that they won't block the mental sign. You know that. I found that out. Alright, so I strictly want to know what non-humans are, so let me do it this way. That don't help at all. Okay, let's not have them hyphenated. Non-human. races. Dryad, dwarf, elf, gnome, half-elf, halfling, hamadryad, naiad, quarter-elf, vran, and werebub. Well, I've only heard about half of these things, but none of them are I'm going to look up a couple of these. Now that doesn't. I would have thought that one right there would not be. Lizardmen, nearly extinct reptile humanoids inhabiting the continent. Clothing and weapons. Well, they hold weapons, so. Werebub. Don't think I've ever seen one of those. Well, I think I've answered my question. The reason I wanted to know is because I'm going to put one of the crossbows into my chest, and I'm going to put this one in there because bonus experience from those categories are not where I use a crossbow. Pretty much the main place I use a crossbow is when I'm in the water, and I'm not fighting a human or non-human in the water, so that is nothing that I'm going to hold on to because it weighs something. Okay. Well, that weighs nothing, so I guess I can hold on to that. Actually, I can use that to make sirens drop out of the sky. I've been using my Ard magical symbol, but maybe this will give me the ability to reserve power for fire instead. Oh, I wanted to get rid of some of these kits. I don't need 5 of those. I don't need 5 of those. Okay, good. Got all that, got all that. And humans and non-humans, monsters. Wait a minute, let me get out of here for a second. Let me take that off. And then let me go back in. Okay. Human and non-human. Monsters. Human and non-human. Monsters. Gold. Now, what do we have in here already? I'm going to take all of these out so that I can figure out which ones are sellable. Each one of these things I'm taking out, I can hang on the saddlebag of my horse, which I want to take those out to sell because I don't need the blinders, so that's fine. And when I hang one of these trophies on the saddlebag of my horse, gives me an extra benefit. I'll give you an example. Type. So if I get an extra 5% experience, which is how quickly that moves, 5% is not a lot, but it's something. If that's on my horse, this one's on my horse, then if I'm fighting a human, I get a little bit of extra experience. With this one here, if I'm doing anything where I get gold, I get a little tiny bit more gold. This one is experience from monsters, and as far as I know, that's the only. Oh, this one I don't even use. A chance to dismember means I'm not even going to talk about that. All right.
Okay.
Oh, here's a chance to find additional herbs. Well, I guess I'd rather have additional gold if it came down to that. Do these all weigh the same? Sort by weight. That one weighs 1.01. That one weighs 1.01. They all weigh the same. Back to type. Additional herbs. Human, non-human. Monsters. Gold. Okay. I'm going to keep those two, which is monsters and the humans, and then I'm going to keep one of the gold ones. Which one do I want to keep? Sort by price. Interesting. Well, I may as well start getting rid of put some of these away. So that one is monster, that one is human. Okay, I don't need that. Don't need that. Alrighty. Done that. Oh, haven't done this part. Wait. Get rid of that. That. And that. I think that's all. Okay. Now for the ugly baby.
Oh, jeez.
So, I'm supposed to go. Supposed to go down this way. I'm supposed to talk to that guy? I thought I was going to be talking to the Baron. Okay.
Need to talk to you. Uma, gonna take him with me.
Gotta ask the Baron's permission. Thing is, he ain't here.
Not about to ask for anything. I'm telling you, you can try to stop me. But that'd be an error. A mortal one.
Think you got me shaking in my boots?
You sure as hell should be.
Fine. Cripple's not worth no blood. See the groom. He'll be glad to give him up, but has been eating from the feed bags. And a pleasant journey to you both.
Thank you kindly.
Whoa. Told him. Feedback, so I guess we're gonna go back outside.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just farted.
Oh,
And
no.
then he laughed. He laughed after he did it.
I'm taking Uma.
The Ranger.
Sergeant Harden said I could.
Bring him back though, won't you? Be awful dull without him.
Find something else to laugh at. I don't know. Catch some frogs and shove straws up their asses.
Not one of your Witcher games.
Witcher version's different. Don't make me show you. Open the door. Now.
Oh, no.
Hey, little guy.
Oh, jeez.
He probably really doesn't look like that in his true form, so don't worry
This
about it.
here's Roach. She'll take us to Kaer Morhen. Well, come on.
That's why they call him the ugly baby, see?
Yeah.
This isn't going to give you nightmares or anything, is it?
Anything
Oh,
wrong?
he wants to eat that rat.
Ooh, yummy. Nothing gets me nightmares.
What the? Let's go.
Kind of reminds me of the Hobbit a little bit,
Yeah.
of the creature.
What's his name? I can't remember.
Yeah, me either.
Looks like we got company. Nilfgaardian battle mounts. What do you want?
The Emperor's displeased with you.
Then he ought to ask somebody else for help.
The Emperor does not ask anyone for anything. You will ride with us to Vitsim.
Sure about that?
Don't even try.
Fine. Lead the way.
I bet you my horse is faster than their horses.
Mm-hmm.
And the third army will sweep in from the west to take Angli.
If I may, Your Imperial Majesty, our spies report that the garrison at Van Gleen consists almost wholly of mercenaries.
Bribery, then,
We stand to lose exactly no men in battle.
and we stand to lose less time. Very well. Give the orders. Then set sail.
As you wish. At once.
That's his girlfriend.
Your Imperial Majesty.
She's the sorceress. Oh, he tried to bow. That's
I
so
did not
cute.
have you brought here for an exchange of courtesies. Report.
Now I can either say I don't take orders from you or have it your way. Now, let's see what I should say.
I don't.
I don't take orders from you. Have it your way. The 5 worst things you can decide to do. Uh-oh.
Oh boy, that's scary.
Well, that don't match. The best order to play quests and why. Well, that's something I should have read before. Players should complete the main story and the side quests in a specific order that is best for enjoying the full narrative. That's our guy right there.
Okay.
While it does boast an open world, it has an optimal order in which you should consider completing all main and side quests. This game is considered one of the biggest and most popular games of the last 40 years. It has won countless awards and has been a critical and financial success. The many side quest challenges and DLC content can be overwhelming to players. Thankfully, there's a proper order in which to experience. There are dozens of different mainline and side quests. Each one will offer more lore. Completing will reward with extra gear and items. The story is broken into 4 different sections. Prologue, Act 1, 2, and 3. While there is a definitive mission to close out each act, completing quests in specific order is the best way to get the whole story. The narrative is a major part. Prologue order. I've already done that. Act 1. See, we're currently doing the ugly baby. Act 2 order. Ugly baby. Well, we finished Act 1 with The Last Wish. But I ought to make sure I've done all those at some point. But right now, I'm gonna bookmark this because this is really nice. I want to come back to that. How to complete the ugly baby quest. I want to see what that says. Okay. The first objective once arriving will be to see Yin, that's his girlfriend, in the keep, which will start a chain of additional quests you'll need to complete before you're able to resume the ugly baby. the quest, Disturbance, to Beta Forktail, the final trial are prerequisites to the final link in the chain, No Place Like Home, and can be completed in any order. However, Disturbance sets the stage. You'll likely stumble across a dilapidated bed on your way into the keep that has been discarded into the middle of the inner courtyard. Upon examination, you will find Triss's earring, which you can return to her later if you wish. And Triss is another girl that likes him and was almost his girlfriend at one time. So that says to do Disturbance. And that's what this says here too. Alright. I don't think it matters how we respond. Do you want him to be super bold and just say, I don't take orders from you? Or do you want him to say, have it your way, your majesty? What do you want me to do?
B.
Okay.
No courtesies needed. Perfect. But remember, I'm not your soldier, or page, or dog, so don't give me any orders.
Would you prefer I order my guards? Look around. I need only Becca.
Geralt.
Now report.
Ciri. Well, this man is the key to finding her.
I give you 3 solid leads. Trails as fresh as morning dew. The aid of my spies and my court sorcerers. Yet in my daughter's stead, you bring me this monstrosity? I hope you have more to say. For your sake.
Listen, I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. A needle that at any moment can...
It's a difficult task, I know this. What of it? Listen to me. I rule the largest empire the world has ever known. I wage a war against the North, command men in tens of thousands, while at home the trade corporations and nobles seek to depose me. You cannot expect me to pity you the difficulty of your task.
Now there's 2 things he can say. This monstrosity might be your daughter. Now if that's the truth, then that monstrosity is really a beautiful young woman. Or he can say, I know where Ciri, that's the woman, I know where she was, what she did. Which one do you want me to do? Or maybe I'm going to do the bottom one first.
Yeah.
I think this will let me do both of them if I do the bottom one first.
I pursued those leads you gave me. Ciri first reappeared in Skellige with a mage and an elf. Yen knows more,
The Wild Hunt tracked them down, found them there. They were forced to flee to Velen.
where they were separated. Ciri spent some time with a local warlord, a self-styled baron
Yes, I know my business.
who helped her get to Novigrad, where Ciri crossed some of the city's underworld bosses. She had to flee, went back to Skellige, ran into her elf companion there.
And into the Wild Hunt. Again. Ciri and the elf fled, out to sea this time. Their boat returned to shore the next day, with only him on board.
The information appears of little use, though at least it seems you kept busy.
This monstrosity might well be your daughter. Its body is the product of a curse someone hides inside it.
Can you lift this curse?
I've done a great deal of research, made inquiries, but to lift it I would need to know the words used to cast it, and that...
Vafael Elen, Ketmil Fali, Gladiv Dorn et Tene, Bandro Ithne Iacus. Dandelion told
had a pleasant surprise. Lady Yennefer, my question stands.
Yes. I believe I can. But I must...
The details do not interest me. Geralt, you've achieved precious little, yet
What?
admittedly more than the bumblers in my spy corps have. I give you half the promised reward. You will receive the other when you bring me Ciri.
Uh-oh. He can either say so be it or I don't intend to bring her here. If he says I don't intend to bring her here, I don't know if that's going to lead to some troubles.
Mhm.